2 years ago, Monique revealed she had been molested by her brother and used that pain to give her Oscar-winning performance in Precious.
And I'm watching my brother who molested me sit on this stage trying to paint this picture of I'm trying to be a help. She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm gonna have your mother, I would have said, shut it down.
Why do you continue to take the high road? Why don't you address it face?
Oh my gosh, you can't meet negative energy where it is. You have to rise above it. You have to transcend it.
Oftentimes when it comes to a black woman speaking up and speaking out, it goes unheard until she dies.
Oprah has been credited with killing Monique's career. After working on the movie Precious together, Oprah and Monique had a falling out. Monique claims that she was expected to work for free, and she didn't agree with being exploited by executives. Oprah then labeled Monique as difficult, but that wasn't it, because then Oprah did the unthinkable. She decided to invite Monique's abusive family to her show, even though Monique didn't want her family business out there. But Oprah didn't care. So let's get into it. With holidays coming up, it's time to start shopping for friends and family, and I always find it so difficult to find something original or creative to gift. But this year, Established Titles is a new way to add some fun. Through Established Titles, you can purchase souvenir plots of land in Scotland. Based on historic Scottish customs, once you own a piece of land there, you are able to refer to yourself as a lord or lady, and to be honest, Lord Sloan sounds pretty cool. The goal of Established Titles is to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. So with every order, Established Titles commits to planting a tree in your honor with their global charity partners, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number. You can also use this plot number to look up the exact location of your land through their site. Your property is on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and you'll receive an official certificate with a crest. Established Titles told me that the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will be within walking distance of my plot. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or lady, we can build our little Sloan kingdom. It makes an amazing, creative, last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now. Plus, if you use my code SLOAN, you get an additional 10% off. So go to establishedtitles.com/Sloan to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Thank you, Established Titles, for sponsoring this video. Go and put an order in, use my code, and call yourself a lord or lady, and make sure to enjoy this video. We need to talk about the feud between comedian Monique and Oprah Winfrey. Monique just posted a video on her Instagram which features a collage of clips of her defending herself against Oprah. She writes in the caption, "If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then this video was worth 1,000,000 to me." I was shocked to see that one of my video clips was featured in this video collage that Monique shared on her Instagram.
Monique is in the media right now. Why don't you address it?
Oh my gosh, it's impossible. You can't meet negative energy where it is.
Oprah has disrespected victims many times in her career.
Is Monique gonna be the one to finally take down Oprah?
I was super honored to hear myself inside that video clip that Monique shared, so I decided to do a deeper dive on the feud between Oprah and Monique. If you guys don't know who Monique is, she's a comedian and actress. She landed her first TV role on Moshe as Nicole back in 1999. Then she went on to play Dahlia in the 2000 film 3 Strikes. And then in 2001, she was part of the Queens of Comedy. Monique continued to work in Hollywood, and then she had her big break in 2009, which she won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in the movie Precious.
She worked extremely hard and achieved her dreams of becoming a stand-up comedian. And every time her path crossed with Oprah, they grew closer and closer.
So once upon a time, Monique and Oprah were friendly with each other. And honestly, it's thanks to Oprah that Monique was able to go as far as she did. The movie Precious was one of the biggest projects that Monique has been a part of. And Oprah also had a part in making that film.
Precious, you wanna stand up there and look down at me like you're a woman? You don't know what real women do. Real women sacrifice. Now smile about that, you fat bitch.
So Oprah was an executive producer of this movie and part of the reason why Monique landed the role. As I mentioned, Monique won awards for her performance in this movie. And as she went to go and accept her award, she thanked Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah for their support.
Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, because you touched it, the whole world saw it. Thank you so much. To my amazing husband, Sydney, thank you for showing me that sometimes you have to forego doing what's popular in order to do what's right.
After Precious wrapped up, Monique learned that she was expected to go and do additional press, like go to a movie festival, which is something she didn't want to do because it wasn't included in her contract. She wasn't going to get paid for this, and she wanted to spend time with her family.
There was a request from the movie studio that I fly to France for the Cannes Film Festival. I simply said I respectfully declined. And I said to them, my deal is with Lee Daniels, and I've done my job. I did all of my contractual obligations, and I was done.
So after Monique declined, she was labeled difficult by the industry because she wasn't giving in to what they were asking, and people like Oprah and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels were paying attention. But then Oprah crossed the line, and she did things that no friend would do to anyone. She told Monique that she got a call from her brother, which Monique comes from a very dysfunctional family. Oprah expressed that she had an interest in having Monique's family come onto the show and I guess talk about their stories. Monique was super vulnerable with Oprah, and she shared with her that she comes from a dysfunctional family. Her brother had molested her when they were younger, so she really didn't want her family to be a part of this.
I shared with her that me and my mother was not talking. I shared with her we were in a really bad place. I shared with her I was hurt and, trying to figure this thing out. She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, I'm gonna have your mother, I would have said, shut it down. I don't need the world seeing how greedy my mother is. Shut that down. That's one of the reasons why we don't communicate, because of my mother and father's greed.
So when Oprah initially went to Monique, she only brought up her father, not her parents. And Oprah went ahead and decided to have her entire family on the show against Monique's wishes.
On Monday's Oprah show, Monique's older brother Gerald comes clean about sexually abusing his sister.
Why do you want to be here today, Gerald?
I'm here today to first acknowledge what I've been in denial for 37 years. And that is, I did assault and inappropriately touch my sister in manners that were not comfortable for her. And for that, I apologize, and I'm humbly sorry.
2 years ago, Monique revealed she had been molested by her brother and used that pain to give her Oscar-winning performance in Precious.
It's really disgusting how motivated Oprah is to exploit people on her show. Even her friends. She decided to bring Monique's family onto her show because Monique has gained a little bit of fame now and pry into their problems, which I cannot imagine having a friend invite my brother who had molested me onto her show to make him look better.
Some may think that you're only doing this to get into the good graces of your sister now because she has an Academy Award.
Now, I'm doing this to apologize to my sister, to hopefully bring back some family unity.
As for their relationship now, Monique recently told Barbara Walters there is none.
Did your brother ever apologize to you?
The apology that I got from my brother is, if you think I did something wrong, then I'm sorry.
They were my exact words to my sister. Well, there's no more if you think I did it. You were absolutely right with what you said. I did it. I'm not proud of it. Monique, I'm sorry.
Monique's brother seems like a disgusting person. I couldn't find any clips of her father and mother on this show. Those have been pretty much wiped from the internet. But Monique speaks about watching her family on television and how painful it was.
And I'm watching my father sit there, who was a strong alcoholic. I'm watching him drunk. I'm watching my mother be greedy. I'm watching my other brother, who was my manager, be greedy. I know my family And I'm watching my brother who molested me sit on this stage trying to paint this picture of I'm trying to be a help, but now I'm watching the scam. As much as they keep talking, I'm seeing the scam take place.
Oprah loves to act like she is an advocate for victims, but if she's having predators like this man onto her show against the wishes of her friend, then she's not an advocate at all. Then in 2013, there was an Oscars party, and at this party, Monique saw Oprah and confronted her.
Whatever you need to say, this is the place to say it. Whatever you need to say, this is the place to say it. So they were going around the room getting people's feelings on how they felt about when they got this Oscar. And it got to be my turn. And I really wasn't impressed with the Oscar. So I really didn't have anything to say to Lupita other than, baby, play it your way. This is your turn. So do it the way you want to do it. So you don't look back and say, I wish I would have. No one else can tell you how to do it, but you can do it your way because it's your name that will be called. You're the nominee. And then I looked to Oprah Winfrey. And I said, you know, you and I need to have this conversation.
So they're chilling at an Oscars party. They're all sharing their experiences about their feelings of winning an Oscar. And when Monique shares hers, she turns over to Oprah and says, you know what? We need to have a conversation.
Why would you have my mother on your show?
This is from...
in front of everyone. So for all the women that were there, the one thing, people can say I'm loud, they can say I'm tactless, they can say I'm overbearing, as Oprah Winfrey has considered me, but what they've never said is she's a liar. Ain't nobody ever said Monique is lying. So for all them women that was there that night, they know exactly what was said. And I said to her, how could you have my mother on your show? That's not what we discussed. And you don't understand what I've had to walk through since you've had my mother on your show. See, I got to deal with women coming up to me in the Walmart saying, Monique, your mama ain't shit. I got to deal with that. Now I got to defend. They ain't lying, but I still got to defend it because that's my mother.
So Monique was upfront with Oprah about how uncomfortable she was with her putting her family, especially her mother, on her show. And this is what Oprah had to say back to Monique.
And she said, if you think I did something wrong, I want to apologize. And what my husband taught me a long time ago, an apology is not something that you think you need to give. If somebody else thinks you need to give it, it's what you feel.
So Oprah's apology did not feel genuine to Monique, and honestly, with how Monique explains it, it doesn't really sound genuine at all. It doesn't seem like Oprah has any remorse for inviting Monique's family onto her show or for labeling Monique as difficult, which ultimately hurt Monique's career. Then in 2013, she was promoting a movie, A Wrinkle in Time, and she was asked about Monique and Monique's negativity, and she claims that Monique is a negative person, so she ultimately ignores her.
Well, my biggest fault was not knowing how to say no, or not feeling confident enough for many years that I could say no without being judged for the no. So when I learned to accept that and then decide that I was going to work on it by only doing and saying things that were intentional for myself, I started to change.
I noticed that too, because you're taking the high road on so many different levels, and people say negative things about you. Trump, Monique is in the media right now. Why do you continue to take the high road? Why don't you address it face?
Oh my gosh, because it's impossible. It's a law that if you meet negative with negative, you will just have a combusted negative force and negative energy. You can't meet negative energy where it is. You have to rise above it. You have to transcend it. You have to be the light. And it only takes a little bit of light to banish the darkness. It takes a lot of darkness to overcome the light. But it takes just a little bit of light. And we are warriors of the light. So I would never stoop to try to meet somebody where they are negatively.
Monique did not like this answer from Oprah. And it seems like Monique has gotten more and more outspoken over the years. She had a show where she told Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah to suck her D if she had one.
It was just a couple of years ago when Monique shocked us all by telling Oprah, along with Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels, to suck her d.
You are not paying me equally. You are not treating me fairly. So y'all can suck my d if I had one.
So Monique is clearly upset in that clip. And there aren't really any great clips on the internet of her saying this, but here's a better audio clip where you can hear exactly what she says about Oprah and all of them.
Winfrey. No, baby, I wasn't blackballed. I was up by some who had no balls. And see, I know they like to say, Monique, you talk too motherfucking much. It would kill me not to say the real shit. You are not paying me equally. You are not treating me fairly. So y'all can suck my if I had one.
After Monique went on stage and said those things about those powerful people in Hollywood, she received a lot of backlash. And honestly, it seems like the entire industry turned on her because of how she said it.
Remember the moment on stage?
Oh, yes.
See, now that right
was a
there.
wonderful moment, Steve. I do not regret one moment of that night on that stage.
No, Mo told Oprah Winfrey
Tell him.
to suck her private parts. Then I went, I quit breathing. I quit breathing for you. Was when you made that statement, the narrative got flipped.
She's not just calling out Oprah, even though Oprah's the main person here, she's also calling out Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. In 2018, Lee Daniels responded to Monique through an interview and claims that she was disrespectful and that it's wrong how Monique has handled this.
She's paid the money for the budget that we had. And for her to badmouth myself and Tyler and Oprah is disrespectful, and it's wrong. She's wrong. She's out of pocket. She's really wrong. And I respect her actor because she gave me her soul, but I gave her my soul. And for that, she was given the Golden Globe and the Academy Award. That she feels that that we blackballed her. No one blackballed her. Monique blackballed her. And for her to continue to talk about Oprah and myself and Tyler is disrespectful.
Lee Daniels also said in that interview that he feels bad if Monique feels like these people have blackballed her from the industry, but that's not true. Yet Monique feels like she has been blackballed and that she cannot work anymore because of what these powerful people have said about her.
You started getting labeled as difficult.
Yes. We got labeled as difficult because I said one word, and that was no. Now, I said no to some very powerful people. I said no to Oprah Winfrey, and I gotta put my brother Steve on the list. Y'all knew I was not wrong. And you said, my sister done burnt too many bridges, and there's nothing I can do for her now. Steve, do you know how hurt I was?
So Monique claims that Oprah, Tyler, Lee, all of these people agreed with her that she's not expected to go and do this additional work for this movie if she's not being paid for it. She even calls out Steve, claiming that he could have stepped up and advocated for her. But it does seem like Steve and these other people, Oprah, Tyler, they have a different perspective when it comes to this, and they kind of make it like a kind of about race, but at the same time, it doesn't really align with what Monique is trying to say.
When all of y'all said privately, to include Oprah, all of y'all said privately, I've done nothing wrong.
We out here in a game. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
But
we in the money game.
But let me tell you what the game is before the money game. Like this. Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
So Monique does agree with Steve Harvey that this is a money game. And in my opinion, it does seem like a money game because she was ultimately punished for not, going and doing this press for Precious. And then Oprah went on to exploit her further using her show. So it's all about money and gaining attention and traction, however they can do so. But then Monique calls out Oprah on Instagram and she goes in. We all know that Oprah Winfrey is good friends with Harvey Weinstein, which if you guys want me to talk about that friendship, I am more than happy to do so because there's something off there. Again, how is Oprah an advocate for victims when she's friends with the predators and she platforms them? When Oprah was asked about Harvey Weinstein, she said that she always tries to look at the rainbow in the clouds, whatever the silver lining is. She was pretty defensive of Harvey and really didn't, call him out for the bad behavior. She just kind of acted like, we don't see it. We don't address it, which is how Hollywood behaves. My personal experience with you is you've watched me as a black woman accused of being difficult for not promoting Precious internationally for Lionsgate. When I was 16 and I met you at your local show in Baltimore, I told you I wanted to be just like you when I grew up. You responded, "You have to work really, really hard." My 16-year-old self didn't know that you and your silence in the face of wrongdoing would make my life harder. Lastly, please consider standing by the people who are right and not just the right people, which is, again, a testament to Harvey Weinstein. Of course, Oprah didn't respond to Monique, but Monique has continued to be outspoken.
I said it to people that we consider powerful with the bag. Oh my God, listen, Oprah, Tyler, Lee, they have expiration dates just like me.
Yeah.
Now, until they elevate, I'm gonna look at them like human beings, and I'm gonna treat them as such. I'm gonna respect you, but I won't over-respect you. When I speak with you, I'm gonna look you in your eye, and if I disagree, I'm gonna say, I disagree. See, what happens is, you get caught up in her money and her status. So, Monique, how could you say that? Because it's true. Because no one is saying to that black woman, how could you throw that sister under the bus? When you said to her and her husband, you knew she was right. Why didn't you say that publicly?
It's strong of Monique to continue to speak out against these people because truly they do run the industry, so it's really risky to keep their names in her mouth. She did an interview with T.S. Madison in February 2022, and she addressed Oprah again, so she's still speaking about Oprah and what she's done to her this year. In this clip, she talks to T.S. Madison about how Tyler asked Monique for an apology and expected Monique to also apologize to Oprah, and I guess Monique was really offended by this because she feels like she's the one that's owed an apology.
I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. And then she has to apologize to me and Oprah Winfrey for saying that we had anything to do with ruining her career. Now that was recent. So as I sit here with you and you say, wait a minute, I heard that man say he was wrong.
Yes, I did hear it.
And was going to apologize. Well, that's turned into, now I'll meet with you, not with your husband, and now you have to apologize to me. How does that happen? And I'll tell you how, and I want to look right into the camera if I can. Oftentimes when it comes to a black woman speaking up and speaking out, it goes unheard until she dies. Then once she dies, then we go back and say, well, she was right and let's make a movie about it. See, I can give you their names, Eartha Kitt. I can give you their names, Hazel Scott. I can give you their names, Fannie Lou Hamer. I can give you their names, Hattie McDaniel. All of those women took a stand. And all of those women left here heartbroken, unhealthy, looking at a community saying, y'all know I'm right, but why won't anybody say anything? People will ask me, do you dislike or do you hate Oprah and Tyler and Lee? No, let me be clear. I love those people. We love those people. My husband and I love, they're our brothers and sisters. And as my husband always say, Mama, we ain't calling nobody out. We simply calling them up to say, listen, let's make our community better by making it right, not keep running and hiding behind what you consider is your power.
So Monique is clearly offended by this approach and doesn't feel like she's necessarily done anything wrong. I mean, yeah, she's done a lot of press talking about them. She's gone on stage telling them to suck her D, but at the end of the day, they've done more damage to her career. I mean, she said that Oprah has killed her career. And even with all of this drama, she still maintains that she would like to be on good terms with them. They just need to fix what they've broken.
Because our community believes in beefs, throwing shade, spilling tea. But when they see these people come together to know we still may disagree, but we can agree to disagree. We can be adults and come to the table and let the world hear the conversation. Because what happens is you already want to jump to a side. Oh, because I might can get a show on our network. I might can be in Tyler's movie. Oh, I might be able to be a part of something Lee doing. Listen, let's come to the table and show our community how you make a wrong right.
But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Even though Oprah hasn't commented a lot on Monique, I feel like she's working in silence and keeping Monique away from potential opportunities. I mean, Monique had a whole issue with Netflix, and imagine if Oprah stepped in and advocated for Monique. Things probably would have been a lot better. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here's my email, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.